Today, lamb kebabs with couscous, they add a bright Mediterranean twist to your springtime buffet. Make them the Christy Rost way. And the revolutionary treatment that may be able to ease your feelings of anxiety or depression is incredibly exciting science. The trend that shows women initiating divorce, author and co-parenting expert Gabriella Pomari has insight. Colorado and Company starts now.
Portions of Colorado and Company contain paid content.
Good friends, gonna get you through the day. Good friends.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. We're going to learn a lot today, starting with a very innovative way to address and possibly ease the symptoms of anxiety or depression we may feel from time to time. So I have Nick Tverdik here from ARIA Integrative Health. He's here to talk about what it's called, and it's called ExoMind.
Yes.
So Nick, this month you're really focusing on mental health, which you know, everybody here knows I am such a fan of breaking the stigma and talking about it. Yes. I have anxiety, I have depression. But it's not our usual content with you because ExoMind is changing the conversation. So talk to me about ExoMind. What is it? I just want to be honest with everyone. I've done it. I've really enjoyed and seen progress from it. Talk to me and talk to the people.
Thank you for saying that.
Absolutely. And I'll talk more about it.
Because I've been on here, I've talked about it a few times.
Yeah.
But this is something that needs to be much more front and center. It all starts in your headspace.
Yeah.
When I say that is how you really feel about what's going on, whether it be anxiety, depression, eating disorders, PTSD. Mental health is such a stigma and people don't talk about it, and we need to change it.
Amen, amen.
Right now, on average, 37% of the time, and this is all Americans that visit their PCP for a well visit every year, leaves with an anti-anxiety medication. Wow. That's dramatic, right? 70% of all SSRIs are diagnosed by their primary care physician. So what ExoMind is truly the next generation and the future of mental wellness. So this is what gets me most excited in our entire clinic, because drugs can only get people so far, and really how we have treated people with mental health or mental wellness issues in the past really has not changed much in 30 years.
No, that's been stagnant.
It's been stagnant.
Yeah.
This is the change.
Yeah.
Now, why this is so fascinating, why this is such a big jump in the advancement in mental wellness is in the past, TMS, because TMS has been around for 40 years.
Yeah, and my friends have all talked about TMS and all that.
Yeah, and
for the brain.
For the brain.
Yeah.
And the reason why we haven't heard about it, and so many of the viewers haven't heard about TMS in the past, is it's really been suppressed by drug companies and insurance-based medicine. So in the past, if somebody wanted to do TMS, they would have to be diagnosed with major depressive disorder by a psychiatrist. Then you would have to be a non-drug responder, meaning you would do SSRIs for one full round.
And it wouldn't work.
And it wouldn't work. Majority of the time, it's 2 or 3 rounds, which is really sad. Yeah. And then voila, you qualify for TMS, and it's an 80-85% success rate. So when you start the show and you say this possibly can, this is the best results for treating depression, anxiety, PTSD. We treat traumatic brain injury, sleep problems, all of this. It all starts in the brain, and it's all related to your neuroplasticity.
Yes, and making new grooves in there,
Exactly.
which is why I did that. And for people who don't know what TMS is, it's just like electrical currents that they put in. It's not scary at all, and it doesn't hurt, but this is like the new version, the updated version.
Correct.
So we came to ARIA and saw ExoMind in treatment, in action, and I just want to share what it looks like, what it feels like. This is, that's not me, but that's me. I go a lot. And you go and you lay down and you put this thing on. Tell us what that is.
Yeah, so it's actually not electrical.
Okay.
It's magnets.
Got it.
So the old way of doing it is electrical.
Got it.
And which is why it could be so uncomfortable.
Right, and scary.
But even in previous TMS cases, it could be uncomfortable, claustrophobic, maybe even painful. With this is the first truly second generation of TMS. It's called ExoTMS. And we were blessed. We're one of the clinical, the IRB clinical trial sites. And this was right around 2 years ago at this point in time. So we've had this machine and this technology for a while, and I speak across the country about what ExoMind can do. But what we're doing is we're using magnets to stimulate neuroplasticity. So what happens when you are young, let's say 11, 12 years old, and you have an emotional response of some kind? Let's say you're 11, 12-year-old middle schooler, and you get picked on.
Yeah, you're bullied.
You're bullied,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you feel that shame and that embarrassment, and you go home and you're crying, and you tell your mom. Your mom's like, "Oh, sweetie, I'm so sorry. Let's bake some cookies."
Yeah, right. You don't address it really.
Exactly. And then later on that week, oh, let's make some cake. Oh, next week, oh, let's go out and get ice cream.
Oh, the
This
food.
goes on and on and on and on and on. This is just an example. So what happens is when we're 11, 12 years old, we get an emotional response. We have 1,000 different highway lanes that we could drive down and choose from based upon that emotional trigger. Well, what happens when you're 25 is all your brain does something called pruning, where if it knows it has a pathway towards an efficient response, whether it's good for you or not, doesn't matter,
right.
your brain will prune away the other abilities. So you're 25, you experience that shame and embarrassment, and now it only knows to go towards food.
I was
and
going to say sweets. Yeah.
and you have 2 highway lanes, and it's log jam, and it's stop and go traffic, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So what we're doing with ExoMind is we're rebuilding all that neuroplasticity,
Yes.
so we can actually see the relief. We can break the chains toward this. So for depression, anxiety,
It's unbelievable.
PTSD, for emotional eating, our clinical trial is actually on emotional eating, and there's other clinical trials being done across the globe with this device, but it's 7 times more efficient than any other technology in the past. So we're seeing more results faster and safer and more comfortably than any other treatment that's come before this. We've been around 15 years. We've treated 17,000 patients, functional integrative regenerative medicine clinic. This is the greatest advancement in mental wellness we've ever seen.
Which is huge.
Ever.
Which is enormous.
It's enormous.
So grow your highway, guys. We actually have some patients, Denise and Twain Wilkins from ARIA, who went through this, and we have their testimonial. I really want you guys to see this. Take a look.
One of the constant companions with Hashimoto is depression. And I've suffered with that for years. I've tried antidepressants, and they might work for a little while, but not for long. So the ExoMind, having that therapy treatment here at ARIA has been life-changing for me. The very first treatment I had, Nick could see that I was not great in my headspace. I felt very chaotic, very frantic, just trying to get through the appointments here that day. And he says, "Do you have 30 minutes? Come on." When the treatment was over, I came downstairs. I felt like all of the chaos and frantic feelings had left my body.
I see the happiness in her that I haven't seen for a long time because of these treatments. And it's something that we're continuing because we're seeing the progress and we're seeing the positive progress that makes her feel better, and which makes me happier.
Again, I'm one of those testimonials who is just feeling better after doing this. Call Nick and his team at ARIA Integrative Health. There's no shame in this at all. I want you to ask about the brand new ExoMind treatment. Now, Nick's offering up to 30% off select services right now. So this is the time to call for your free consultation just to talk with him. See if this could be an option for you. 303-953-2899 or see more online at ariaintegrativehealth.com. They sponsored today's segment. Nick, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Easter will be here before you know it. How to make your seasonal celebration extra special this year. We're gonna hop to it coming up next. It's a bunny rub.
The following interview involves commercial content. The products and services featured appear as paid advertising.
The flowers are a-bloomin'. We are getting some very nice days to spend outside. It's springtime, baby. And as we plan our seasonal celebrations, we look for some inspiration from Chef Carity Falco. Here's Kelly's chat with her. Take a look.
Kara, I am so excited to be talking to you today. A lot of people are getting ready to host Easter or other fun spring events, but people get really stressed out about the prep. What can you do to make it easier for us?
Listen, Kelly, some of my top tips that I give folks on my show, Kara's Cucina, is really just keep it simple, keep it fresh, and a little bit festive. You don't have to be the person doing everything. You just need one thing that's going to really stand out, like a bright seasonal dish or a refreshed brunch spread or even just a colorful dessert. Any one of those is going to make a really memorable event for your guests.
Right. Okay, so when I host, I like to add like a little personal touch. What are some easy ways that we can all do that?
Yeah, it's those little details that really elevate the whole event, right, Kelly? So you can celebrate spring using Cricut. The Cricut Joy Extra is a compact, smart cutting machine. It makes it easy to bring bright creative ideas to life, and their new guided flows in Cricut Design Space let you make everything from customized Easter baskets to spring-themed decor. It cuts 50+ materials. It's easy to customize your projects, and whether you're a beginner or an expert, there's no craft room required.
Ooh, that's exciting. Okay, brunch is huge for me all year round, but especially this time of the year for a lot of people. Do you have any recipes for us?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what, listen, if you're hosting brunch or Easter or any other spring gathering, I like to lean on Bob Evans because they're ready to heat. Side dishes include things like family-sized macaroni and cheese or original mashed potatoes, and these provide home-style comfort that let connection become the centerpiece of your Easter celebration. These can be microwave-ready in minutes, which is a lifesaver if you're hosting. They're also made with real ingredients, like 100% real cheese, potatoes, milk, and butter. You can serve them as is, or you can use them in recipes like this delicious macaroni and cheese breakfast casserole, which is the perfect dish for an Easter brunch.
Ooh, that looks amazing. Okay, one thing I love about seasonal celebrations are the traditions. Let's say one of our viewers wants to start a new tradition this year. Do you have anything up your sleeve for us?
Listen, you can't do Easter without something sweet, right? So you can unwrap the magic of Easter with the Lindt's iconic Gold Bunny. It's available in rich milk chocolate and now salted caramel. These are the perfect centerpiece for your Easter basket or your spring table. Also this year, Lindt has some new additions to their Easter lineup, like Gold Bunny Creamy Milk Chocolate Bunnies. These are mini bite-sized bunnies that fit perfectly in the little eggs for the egg hunts. Luxurious Lindt Dubai-style chocolate eggs, which feature a creamy pistachio filling. And look out for Lindor carrot cake truffles, which are now available nationwide.
Ooh, those look amazing too. Okay, some people shy away from hosting because of the big time commitment and again, kind of what we talked about earlier, the overwhelming feeling. What are some easy ways to make the celebration fun but not waste any time?
Listen, sometimes it's just about adding in a little something familiar that makes the moment really special. So Sunny D is that popular tangy citrus flavored punch that's been a family favorite for generations. It's always a hit with both kids and adults. I like that it comes in different sizes. So the smaller bottles, again, are great for baskets or egg hunts. The larger ones work well on your table. And Sunny D is an easy way to add something refreshing and bright to your brunch or a backyard egg hunt without you having to do any extra prep. It's just a fun idea for Easter.
Ooh, and that nostalgic taste, exactly like
nostalgia,
right? Thank you
Absolutely.
so much for joining us today. I'm going to take these tips and use them for my Easter celebration. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too, Kelly. Thanks again.
To see all of these ideas again, or just to get more, just check out tipsontv.com. Cricut, Bob Evans, Lindt, and Sunny D sponsored today's segment. Take me out to the ball game. Only this year, it's a step up from the Peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Tomorrow, we get a preview of some of the new food items at McGregor Square for baseball season. Stop and think for a minute about how lucky we are to live in Colorado. We have access to trails, parks, we get to see the beautiful mountains all the time. And now imagine missing out on all of that because you're dealing with pain and numbness in your legs or feet. Dr. Dean Anderson came to the Cocoa Couch to break down the treatment he offers for peripheral neuropathy. Dr. Dean Anderson, good to see you.
Good to be here.
Always. So break it down for us. Peripheral neuropathy is causing a lot of problems for people's quality of life. How is that transpiring?
Yeah, so when we have peripheral neuropathy, there's usually a lot of discomfort, burning, sharp shooting pain, numbness, tingling. And because of these symptoms, one of the most common things we see is difficulty sleeping.
Yes.
Usually nerve pain is worse at night, so patients have trouble getting to sleep.
And they wake up like...
Yeah, wakes them up, can't get back to sleep. So sleep is a real common problem. Balance is another top concern patients have because with numbness, we'll lose the ability to know where our feet are in space, right? So we have a lot of patients who are fall risk, so they don't feel comfortable driving because they can't feel the gas and the brake. And just simple things we take for granted. You know, patients going out to play with their grandkids, or being able to travel, or being able to take a hike. I mean, it becomes very limiting for patients.
Even like a walk around with your dog, has a hard time doing it.
A lot of patients, just standing in the kitchen cooking is difficult.
Oh, wow. Wow, that really takes down your quality of life there.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what kind of treatments are typically used, and how is yours different?
Sure. So typically when patients are diagnosed with neuropathy, the standard of care is they're put on a medication. Gabapentin or Lyrica, which can help with pain, but it's just managing it, right? It's just treating that symptom. So as the condition gets worse, patients have to increase dosages. They come with side effects. So that's where a lot of frustration sets in. You had asked what we do in our office. We do a treatment that is electrical. It's the most advanced form of electromedicine. Nerves are electrical. So with this advancement in treatment, we'll see significant reductions in nerve pain. It's doing something called nerve re-education, so less burning, less sharp shooting pain, which in turn leads to better sleep, less pain medications, better mobility. Patients who have numbness start to regain feeling, so patients can start to have better balance and just feel more stable. In addition to this advanced treatment we're doing in the office, there's some ancillary therapies we do to help increase circulation.
Get that blood going.
Yeah, very important, especially with like diabetic neuropathies. And then the last component of all of this is making sure we understand what's caused the neuropathy. Is it from diabetes? Is it from an autoimmune or an inflammatory problem? Is it side effects of medications? And we address those underlying issues along the way as well. Because we want to make sure that as we get nerves better and patients start to have better quality of life, we want to make sure it doesn't revert back. So it's really this comprehensive approach that gives patients their life back.
So let me ask you something. When you say nerve re-education, is it teaching the nerves to calm down? The zaps, the electrical?
Essentially, simply put, when we have neuropathy, oftentimes the nerves are in an excitatory state. They fire too much.
It's like me.
Yeah, so this kind of brings them down to a resting threshold. But then we'll also want to make sure we remove these aggravating factors.
So it doesn't come, right.
Yeah, so it doesn't revert back into this excitatory state.
My dad has this, and it's extremely painful. I'm going to have my dad call Dr. Dean. Okay, let's actually hear from someone that you've actually helped. Let's play that.
Great.
I finally had enough with all the nerve problems I was having in my feet. I have remarkable progress. I think I'm at least at 85% of better than where I was before, which is remarkable for me. This has been about a 4-year journey for me of trying to find something that would work with my small fiber neuropathy that I was diagnosed with.
So let me ask you something. What made you go into peripheral neuropathy? Was it that you were seeing patients? What was this?
I mean, number one, we have a ton of experience with it. I've been treating patients who have neuropathy since 2006. I've been in practice since 2002.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, but I also have a personal experience with it. I mean, I have dealt with peripheral nerve damage. I had significant issues with being able to sleep. I couldn't travel, couldn't play golf, which is one of my hobbies. Just very frustrating.
Yeah. The sleep aspect takes it out of you, doesn't it?
Oh, man, because it affects mood.
Yes.
Right? It affects mood, and when you have lack of sleep, you're tired. It creates worry, anxiety. It just feeds all into the kind of the pain component patients have, but I've dealt with what a lot of my patients are going through.
Empathy right there. This is fantastic. So if you guys have any peripheral neuropathy or pain, or you just want to get educated and learn a little bit more, Dr. Dean Anderson is your answer. Get your phone ready, because the first 12 people to call and mention Colorado and Company will qualify for a free consultation. That includes a review of health history and a neuropathy exam to determine if this treatment is right for you. Learn more online at denverneuropathy.com or by calling 720-844-2010. They paid for today's mention. Coming up is their anniversary, but you get the gifts. Big deals on appliances and sleep at the factory. Let's go shopping right after the break. I love shopping.
The following interview involves commercial content. The products and services featured appear as paid advertising.
So we have a big anniversary happening right now. It is huge. It's Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom's 40th year. Round of applause, round of applause. And the best way to celebrate is to go shopping, of course, and get some incredible deals on appliances and mattresses. This is the time to go. So to help me with that, we have Chef Mark Kalix. He took the apron off for today. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
And has a lot to say about the products on sale right now. Hi, Chef.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to hear this. 40th, first of all, Mazel Tov.
Yeah, well, our Ruby anniversary.
Ruby anniversary. That's very exciting. So we're going to talk about the big anniversary sale, but mostly important for our viewers, can I still get the deals at any of your stores? How many stores do you have?
Yeah, we're Colorado's largest appliance dealer. We have over 20 locations throughout Colorado.
Dang.
Up and down the Front Range, from Denver to Grand Junction.
Really?
And to highlight a couple of our stores here in the Denver market, we have our Southwest Plaza store, which is on the corner of Wadsworth and Bowles near the reservoir.
Nice.
You can go down to Parker, Lincoln and Parker Road. We have a great store there. And our Westminster store, we're really proud of that. It's next to the big Lowe's on Highway 36
I know
in
where
Sheridan.
that is.
Yeah. So we have everything from SNAP to own financing, same day and available next day delivery. Our anniversary sales going on now, 40 to 70% off. Yeah, we've been in business for over 40 years and we're really proud of that.
I mean, you should be. That not a lot of businesses say that. And your customer service is lovely.
Thank you.
You save people money every day, but I want to know how. Yeah. How do you get these appliances so well discounted?
Well,
are they falling off the truck?
No, we have a system. It's all about our special buys. That's what makes us different. And that's how we truly save customers money. So what happens is we have exclusive contracts with the manufacturers to buy their manufacturer overstocks. When there's a supply chain gridlock,
you have too many of it.
They have too many.
Yeah.
We buy that. We put that in our warehouse. We buy it at a discount, and then we pass those savings on to our customers.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So it's new product. It's in the box, full factory warranty.
Brand new.
Tremendous discount.
Okay, we're going to go to the kitchen with this, okay?
Yeah.
Talk to me about the kitchen stuff and how else can you save people money during your anniversary sale?
Well, let's do some shopping.
Yeah.
Let's check out this kitchen. Yeah, so we've got this KitchenAid refrigerator. When you buy the refrigerator, you're going to get the kitchen for free.
Whoa.
Yeah, so the MSRP on this, let's check it out. It's normally $6,137.
And what's MSRP, like the normal price?
Yeah, that's the normal big box price.
Good Lord, that's expensive.
Yeah, when you mentioned the keyword, anniversary.
That's the keyword?
That's the
It's
key
the magic word, y'all.
Yeah, the magic word. You're going to buy the refrigerator for just $3,299. You're going to get the rest of the kitchen for free.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's right.
That's unbelievable. Okay, talk to me about laundry. Because
Yeah.
that's what I don't love doing, but I do need to do it.
Well, it's easier if your machines work great.
Yes.
And we've got a tremendous laundry deal for our anniversary. Whirlpool laundry.
Oh, I love Whirlpool.
Yeah, it's front load. If you buy the, normally the price is $2,000, but when you buy the washer for $1,298, get the dryer. Mention the keyword anniversary. You're going to get that dryer for free. Yeah.
I like all these getting for free.
Yeah, me too. That's right.
That's very good. Okay, talk to me about refrigeration. A lot of people are needing it. It's going to be hot. It already is hot. What's going on with your refrigerators?
Yeah, so we've got a ton of refrigerators on sale, but we've got thousands of uncrated merchandise with full factory warranty, and that's how we save customers a lot of money. What happens is anytime a box is damaged, we bring that into the warehouse, we uncrate it, we inspect the merchandise, and then we sell it at a huge discount.
So all that is damaged is the outside box.
Yeah.
I could care less.
Saving hundreds.
Oh, wow.
Just getting rid of the box. So let's check out this LG refrigerator. Here's a great example. So side by side LG refrigerator. The price is normally $11.99 at the big box.
Yeah,
you're gonna come on by, mention that keyword.
Anniversary.
That's right. Our TV exclusive price $7.99, saving over $400.
Oh, I like that. Now, I want to sleep well knowing I've saved so much money. Talk to me about mattresses.
Yeah. So Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom, we have all the best brands of mattresses. Oh my gosh, look at this. Beauty Rest Black, Purple, Nectar, Casper, Dream Cloud, Tempur-Pedic. And we have Purple mattress, that grid, that super comfortable grid. Yeah, we have those 50% off.
50?
Yeah, 50.
Okay, guys, this is the time to go. Celebrate Appliance Factory and Mattress Kingdom's 40th anniversary. This is incredible. With all of their sales, we can make sure to get all of this going. Shop now and enjoy deep discounts on top brands of appliances and mattresses. Check them out online at appliancefactory.com or shop in store. I'm telling you, the people there are lovely. To see the huge selection in person. Thank you so much, Chef.
You're welcome.
They sponsored today's segment. Tomorrow on Colorado and Company, we go to the Denver Museum of Nature and Science to check out Brick Planet. How many Legos did it really take to put all of this together? We're going to talk about it. That's tomorrow on Coco. But first, zesty Mediterranean flavors are front and center in a succulent lamb kebab. See how to make it and dazzle up dinner. That's coming up next. With the warmer weather, it's time to tune up the grill and get some zest in your food. Mediterranean flavors burst in this menu of lamb kebabs and couscous made by the one and only Christy Rost. You can do this one. I know you can. Take a look.
So I'm going to start with grilled Moroccan lamb kebabs, and they're so easy to do. I'm using American lamb. I like a skewer, a pretty good length on a skewer, but not fill the whole thing. So I'll have about 6 inches of meat and vegetables and leave the rest open. I think it just looks nicer on the platter, and when it comes to serving sizes, I think it works better. So I have some coriander, about 1.5 teaspoons, some cumin, Saigon cinnamon, some coarse salt, and some freshly ground black pepper. One of the signature things of Moroccan cooking are all the spices. So I'm just going to stir these together, and we'll set this aside. Now I take my lamb, and I have zucchini. There's a lot of zucchini in Morocco, and some onion, and let's put this together. It's a beautiful lamb. This lamb is so tender. And I thread it onto the skewer, and then a zucchini. Now if you put a zucchini through this way, then it's going to fall off. So instead, I pierce it right through the whole vegetable so that it lays flat on the grill, like that. Then add some onion. I'm going to use some red onion here. I'll switch to another later. Then here's another piece of lamb. It's so beautiful, I can tell it's going to be super tender. Then another zucchini. And considering that each diner receives maybe 3 of these on their plate, you don't want to overload the kebabs or it's just too much. And here comes another piece of lamb. Okay. Then I rub all of the kebabs with a little bit of olive oil. This will help keep them from sticking, but it also allows me to put the spice mixture on the kebabs so that it will stick. Okay, now everybody gets a sprinkle of the spice mixture. When this hits the grill, it is going to smell so incredible. So now I'm making couscous with sultanas and toasted almonds. And so I'm preheating my saucepan over medium heat. I add just a little bit of olive oil and some shallots, chopped very fine. If you don't have shallots, use sweet onion. If you don't have sweet onion, use any onion you have. You just want to get that flavor. And I'm a firm believer you don't run out just to pick up one thing. Let that saute for just a few moments. I can hear the sizzle, so I know it's hot. And just until it softens and you can smell the fragrance. Then add in garlic. This is 2 cloves, of chopped garlic. And again, just saute for a few moments until it's soft and very, very fragrant. Next, I have sultanas. I have about 1/3 of a cup. Sultanas, golden raisins, same thing, 2 different names. And in Mediterranean cooking, you'll probably see the word sultana used rather than golden raisin. So I'm going to saute these. By sauteing the golden raisins or sultanas ahead of time like this, then you're already starting to get them soft, so they're nice and soft and chewy in the couscous. And couscous is actually a grain that I cook fairly often because it's so super quick, and we all need quick meal solutions. So add in 2 cups of chicken or vegetable stock or broth, and bring this to a boil. So turn up my heat, and this will take just a few minutes. So the broth has come to a rolling boil, and I'm going to add in the couscous. This is 3/4 cup of plain couscous. It's just a little teeny tiny grain. Give that a quick stir, and I'm going to turn off the heat. Just completely turn it off. I'm adding in some toasted almond slivers. To toast them, just put them in the oven for about maybe 3 to 5 minutes at 300 degrees. Keep an eye on them, and when they get fragrant and turn just a little bit brown, they're done. Put them on a plate and allow them to cool, and you have toasted almonds. And you can, what you don't use, you can keep and use at a later time. I'm going to add a little bit of salt to this. Give it a quick stir, and just set it aside. And the couscous will absorb all of the liquid, and takes 5 to 8 minutes for everything to be absorbed. Then just take a fork and fluff it up with the fork, not with a spoon, but with a fork, until it's nice and fluffy and it's ready to serve.
You can find Christy's recipes for lamb kebabs and couscous, plus so many more on her website, ChristyRost.com. You can also buy her Celebrating Home cookbook there too. Hey, if you're ready for a little getaway, next week's Coco has all the best ideas. You can explore Wyoming's hidden treasures and explore the largest adventure experience right here in the heart of Denver. That's all coming up next week. Gabriella Pomari is an award-winning family lawyer, co-parenting expert, and author of The Collaborative Co-Parent. So, if you're re-examining your relationship for any reason, I want you to take a look at what she shared with Kelly earlier today.
Gabriella, I am so happy to be talking to you. Let's get right into it. I hear time and time again that you can't change someone. But honestly, as a woman, I feel like women are more likely to change. Do you think that's true?
I think absolutely. I think we're taught, don't engage in conflict at home. Don't let anyone know there's problems. So we start to shy away. We start to put up with the problems at home and we start to defend the behavior. And I think that is probably because we're women. And again, that's what we're taught and we engage in that behavior.
Let's talk a little bit more about that, defending that behavior. There's that behavior that we don't like, but then we defend it to our friends. Why do we do that?
I think that's because we're told to do that. We do it because we want to preserve stability at home. We're told to maintain harmony. And then I think that stability within our home, it becomes more important than the truth, right? I mean, conflict tends to feel like failure. So we minimize that and we start to cope and we use that as a strategy. And we hear so many of our friends and our colleagues say, no, it's not that bad. Everything's okay. But the reality is at home, they're feeling really lonely or dismissed. And I think we start to just defend our partner or defend what's going on within our home rather than confront the consequences of what's really going on or acknowledging the problem.
Right, we kind of just brush it aside. Okay,
That's right.
so we know that women initiate most divorces. Can you tell me why that is?
I think that's because these days in particular, we're starting to see more dual career households. We've got two people working. Women are starting to feel a lot more empowered. So we start realizing and waking up to what's going on at home. And what I find in my work and through the people I speak to is that women don't leave after one catastrophic explosive event. There's a lot of little events and it gets to a point where we say that's enough, it's time to go. I think it's also because women generally, and I'm sure you find this, we carry the emotional load at home, the schedules, the social calendars, the parenting, the school communication. And when that all starts to get too much, we wake up and we say, okay, maybe something's wrong here and it's not working. It's time to me, for me to go out, be on my own, start experiencing life and going out there and having a bit more freedom and leadership.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about the step before divorce, separation. Is there such thing as a healthy separation?
I'm a very big believer in this, and I think there absolutely can be if two adults can, be mature enough to wake up and say, we're doing this for the kids. We've got to take that emotion out of it, the anger, the conflict, and with really good communication, with really good boundaries, there can be, a healthy separation. We've got so many resources available today. You've got collaborative practice, we've got mediation, we've got therapy. And I think when two parents engage in those sorts of resources, there's an ability there to have a more healthy, happy divorce or separation.
Okay, let's say one of our viewers is struggling right now. Where's the silver lining in all of this?
I think the reality is that divorce doesn't break a family. I get so tired and upset when I hear the notion, broken family. There's no such thing. When you separate, you get the power to design your own new family with new rules. And that doesn't mean you have to engage in conflict forever. It doesn't mean a child can't see their parents getting on or spending time together. What it really means is you've got that power to go out there, to start living your life, to start having those new experiences. But you also have that power to maintain good communication with your ex or your co-parent and to make it easier for your children. So I think we have to stop the stigma around conflict within the home, separation being the end of the world. We can do it the right way. We have the power to do that. We just have to make that active choice.
Right. Gabriella, you are so amazing. I know it's very early there in Sydney, so thank you for waking up to be with us today.
Thanks for having me.
The Collaborative Co-Parent by Gabriella Palmari is available now wherever books are sold. So if you find an old instrument in the basement or in the back of your closet as you spring clean, do not toss it in the trash. Tomorrow, how that old tuba can make actually a huge impact in the community. Rounding out the show today, how about, I don't know, a little Chris Hemsworth? You're welcome. Yes, the very handsome hero is now a thief who steals his way into Halle Berry's life in Crime 101. It's streaming now on Prime Video. It's really good. Here is my chat with the lovely Chris Hemsworth.
I'm real good at reading people.
And what have you read about me?
Okay. You look like a person who has secrets. You got the cars, the clothes, but you can't seem to look me in the eye.
Start by handing me your phone.
So, Chris, this film lives in a morally gray space, and I wanted to ask you how it felt to play a character where the audience is sometimes questioning you and then sometimes rooting for you.
It's the best kind, I think, because it's how I think we operate as human beings most of the time. Nothing is as clean cut as we would prefer it to be. We love to categorize things and simplify things for our brains to understand. We don't necessarily enjoy the sort of moral ambiguity or ambiguous discussions, you know. And so what I enjoyed was playing against or subverting expectations and playing against what you may see as the tropey or the expected villain. And I think anytime you have an opportunity to have people start on one side of their opinion and bring them across the other, there's conversations that are spurred throughout the movie internally, but then the audience walks away and discusses it back and forth, and hopefully comes back and sees it a second time.
You're looking at robberies of jewels, money, or high-value items in the last 4 years. Now, remove every robbery where there was DNA left at the scene. I think all of these are the same guy, and he hits every time along the 101 freeway.
But I love the fact that this guy was a criminal, but he had a moral code. He had heart. He also had come from incredibly tough background, and not to justify his criminality, but it does allow you to have a greater understanding and empathy potentially for why this person has ended up, in a career or a life of crime in that sense.
Yeah, that's when you have like Chinese food after and you guys can't stop talking about the movie. That's the best kind of movie for sure. Let me ask you something. You use action. We all know you use like Hemsworth, like action, but this is a lot about like restraint and tension. And I just wondered how you played that differently. Was that a conscious choice to play that differently?
When I first got, and it was a very deep conscious choice, one from an artistic point of view of what I was looking to do differently.
Yeah.
But, the things I remember, we all wear a mask. There's a personification of ourselves that we have created, by our own volition or not, whether it just be societal expectations or, your upbringing, the community you brought into. And we get to a point in our lives when all of that doesn't hold stock, and there's some sort of transition that occurs. There's something deeper and more truthful. And for me, playing Thor and the big action stars and all of that, like, I'm full of insecurities and doubt and so on. And
really?
And so for me to present, like, we're human beings, and I think
totally. Me too.
We don't like to admit, without that, a vulnerability. There's no accessibility. There's no entry point for people. But in order to navigate anything, there a healthy amount of self-criticism is good. Too much is negative. But for me, doing this, it's probably closer to who I am than the Thor character, And so it was challenging on the one hand because it was very unique to what I'd been doing, but quite refreshing too. There was something sort of therapeutic about not having to just stand and speak in a certain way that presented maximum confidence and strength. This guy we were allowed to, and in fact, it was encouraged to see the doubt, to see the sort of, how can we, without saying it, show that he's come from troubled times? There's a fleetiness, that you can't look people in the eye. There's the voice, we wanted a restricted, tight hesitation to each thought and action, and then the physicality. And so I loved it, and it was challenging, but for the right ways.
That's amazing. Well, I'm so excited to see it, and everyone go see it because it's going to be Chris Hemsworth it, I swear. I'm so sorry for the pun. I'm so sorry. Thank you for your time, man. It looks really exciting. I can't wait.
I love the pun. Thank you.
You're about to break every rule you've ever lived by. What makes this job different?
There comes a moment when you realize you don't have as much time as you thought you had.
See Chris Hemsworth and Halle Berry in the hot heist flick Crime 101. Again, it's streaming now on Prime Video. Thanks for your company, Colorado. Portions of today's program were sponsored by the businesses listed on your screen. Colorado businesses, they love Colorado and Company. Be a part of our show and share your ideas, your products, and story with viewers across the state. To learn more about being featured on the show, call 303-871-1726. That number again is 303-871-1726. Tomorrow, the talk about that back surgery advancements and recovery times. Don't miss that helpful interview tomorrow on KUSA. And remember, everyone you encounter is facing an uphill battle you know nothing about. So be kind, patient, and gentle, and then try to apply those 3 to yourself. I'm trying to do the same thing. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye!